Oh my people of the world. So much internet marketing, so much Monday, so much August 10th. This is Marketing as a Foreign Language. Today, White House gives TikTok until September 15th to sell its business. Here's what you need to know. Facebook adds new sponsored post options for groups. Twitter adds new labels to accounts from state-affiliated media. Interesting. TikTok will build a $500 million data center in Ireland as buyout negotiations continue. I have a couple of $500 million data centers in Ireland, so I know it goes into it. Facebook promotes the use of hashtags on posts, but will it improve post reach? I don't know, do you? Snapchat adds new voter registration tools ahead of 2020 U.S. election because we depend on Snapchat for our election integrity. And YouTube publishes new data on rising trends during COVID-19, something that we would all like to end. Marketing as a Foreign Language starts right now. White House gives TikTok until September 15th to do what? Sell its business. What an eventful weekend for the team at TikTok headquarters. They are just loving life right now. To recap the current situation, earlier this month, following the Indian government's decision to ban all Chinese apps. You hear that? The Indian government banning all Chinese apps. Crazy. Including TikTok in its nation amid ongoing border battles with Chinese forces. Ay, ay, ay. Go 2020, am I right? U.S. President Donald Trump said that he too was considering banning the app as part of punishment for the COVID-19 outbreak. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo later clarified, which folks in the government nowadays are often doing, that the government was indeed considering banning the app, but less so as a form of punishment and more due to concerns that it could be used as both a surveillance and propaganda tool for the Chinese regime. As I've mentioned in previous shows, someone I know in the military has said that they have not used TikTok for quite a while because obviously it gives location data to a foreign government. That concern is not unfounded, with TikTok's parent company ByteDance having in the past worked with the CCP, the Chinese Communist Party, to moderate anti-government content and distribute pro-China material within its apps. TikTok has been under investigation on this front for some time. And 2 weeks after the initial suggestion of a possible ban by President Trump, the U.S. House of Representatives voted to have the app banned from all government-issued devices due to the same concerns. And then last week happened. On Friday, reports emerged that Microsoft was reportedly considering an acquisition of TikTok in a bid to separate the app from Chinese ownership and quell the ongoing questions about its data sharing obligations to the Chinese Communist Party. Then, late Friday evening, when speaking to the press on Air Force One, President Trump said that he would be moving to ban the app in the U.S. likely within days. This, of course, set off a panic among TikTok creators, with downloads of alternate video apps spiking, while conspiracy theories about the Trump administration's motivation for a ban flooding the app. Was Trump serious? Could he actually institute a ban? It's difficult to say on both fronts, but in theory, he could sign an executive order banning TikTok. There are legal complications within such a ruling, and any ban on the basis of potential surveillance or data gathering would likely extend to all Chinese-owned apps, including WeChat, very popular, and others, which the White House alluded to on Sunday. But yes, the ban threat could well be real. And so Microsoft chiming in, quote, Microsoft will move quickly to pursue discussions with TikTok's parent company ByteDance in a matter of weeks, and in any event, completing these discussions no later than September 15th. During this process, Microsoft looks forward to continuing dialogue with the United States government, including with the president. So we're going to keep this story going. Apparently, TikTok's going to build a $500 million data center in Ireland. TikTok's future remains unclear. We know that. Bloomberg writes, quote, promising to create hundreds of jobs, improve the safeguarding and protection of TikTok user data, and shorten loading times For users in Europe, the new data center is expected to be operational by early 2022. Once it goes online, European user data will be stored at that location. So they are making efforts to keep the app alive. So TikTok is reportedly looking to establish a European headquarters in London, though the establishment of such has been slowed due to political debate over whether the British government should allow the company to make the UK its home base outside of China. The ongoing concerns about TikTok's possible links to the Chinese government, which have been exacerbated by the recent ban talks in the US, have clearly impacted the proceedings. So, what is the plan for TikTok? Could be huge, could be nothing. Facebook adds new sponsored post options for groups. So, do you want to add a sponsored post to a Facebook group? What would be a good example of this? If you are selling cleats, you sell soccer cleats, you may want to find local soccer groups where you could put an ad. I like this because it's very localized. So you could find a local group for whatever it is that you sell, and boom, ad appearing in Facebook in that group as a paid partnership, as you can see in red right here. As Facebook continues to emphasize group engagement, the social network is also looking to create more opportunities for businesses within these highly engaged communities. And while you can already run ads in the group's feed, Facebook's looking to add another potential revenue pathway specifically for group admins. Oh, this is for group admins, with new brand partnership posts built into the group's experience direct. Okay, so you can run ads in groups' feeds. Let's take a look at that. Shall we? Loading time. One last call. About ads in the Facebook groups feed. When you run an ad in the Facebook groups feed, it appears alongside community posts in the mobile feed in the Facebook groups tab. This placement is available for single image ads that use the reach, offsite conversions, or link click objectives. Facebook group feed is included in automatic placements along with all other compatible placements on Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, and Audience Network. If you want to choose your ad placements, you must choose at least Facebook News Feed to choose the Facebook group feed placement. Okay, thank you for that. All right. Quote, Facebook has built monetization tools across different surfaces to help individuals and organizations generate reliable revenue that's sustainable over time, and we're excited to launch a set of tools that will enable communities specifically for the first time to meaningfully monetize their engaged group audience by partnering with brands to create branded posts. So these new sponsored posts within groups are an extension of Facebook's existing branded content tools. So it's a paid partnership post using their branded content tools. Show me the branded content tools. Marketer. Branded content is another way to leverage your expertise in creating content for social feeds and mobile environments, as well as credibility with an audience. When posting branded content to your page, tag brands by selecting the Tag Sponsor option. Brand Collabs Manager is a newer tool that makes it easier to get discovered for paid partnerships and unlock the earning potential of your Facebook presence. Connect with brands looking to promote their products and services through the relationship you have with your followers. So this is obviously for influencers. So branded content is produced by a publisher or creator for payment by a business partner, where the partner influences the content or is featured in it. So if you are looking for a influencer to promote your content, you might want to take a look at branded content from Facebook. Engage users and generate revenue with branded content on Facebook. Request access to the branded content tool. Complete this form to request access to Facebook's branded content tool. This is currently only available for pages. If you're sharing branded content on Facebook, you'll need to use Facebook's branded content tool and follow our branded content policy. Well, geez Louise. So if you're an advertiser, you don't go through this. So this is a form I would assume is for people that want to be able to get paid by advertisers. But there you go. influencer marketing on Facebook, i.e. branded content would be the buzzword in question. So anyway, as you can see in the image, the new sponsored posts within groups are an extension of Facebook's existing branded content tools and will include a similar paid partnership tag. Okay. The option could be a welcome addition for group admins who will now have a clear process for partnering with brands and essentially selling them on their group's reach. That's interesting. So if you have a group and you've got awesome reach, now you can get paid by people putting paid promotions on your group. So there's an incentive to grow groups on Facebook. Facebook already provides paid subscription options for some groups. Another way to see admins get paid for the time they spend building their communities. Very cool. Paid subscription options for some groups. What is that? Facebook's testing a new way for group admins to charge for access to exclusive content. This is back in 2018. So the social network announced a new option that enables group admins to create subscription-based subgroups for paying members with the ability to charge between $5 and $30 a month per access. Facebook writes, "We hear from group admins that they're looking for ways to help them earn money, shocker, to deepen engagement with their members and continue to support their communities. Many admins do this today by creating an additional subscriber-only group that sits alongside their existing group and rely on additional tools to track and collect payments. Subscription groups were created to make it easier for admins to provide these experiences with built-in tools and blah, 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 blah." Okay, so, right. Over 1 billion Facebook users regularly engage within groups. That's a lot. While Facebook says that almost half of those participate in what it calls very meaningful groups or communities that become key to their overall online interactions. That means that there are a lot of people on Facebook engaging over very specific topics within these enclosed spaces, and reaching them with related offers or promotions could be a great way to boost brand awareness and direct sales. So if you want to advertise on a very specific group, it sounds like the admin is making some money off that, which is good. And if you want to grow a group, it sounds like you can make some money on the Facebook machine. Twitter adds new labels to accounts from state-affiliated media. Okay. Twitter has announced that it will now display new labels on the accounts of state-affiliated media entities, providing more transparency around the information shared by what are essentially government-moderated accounts. As explained by Twitter, quote, "When it comes to conversations with government and state-affiliated media accounts on Twitter, we're helping to make the experience more transparent. We'll now use 2 distinct profile labels for these types of accounts so you can easily identify them and their tweets." So here we've got U.S. government account and Russia state-affiliated media. Ooh, so spooky. It says Russia. U.S. government account, Russia state-affiliated media. Okay, so Twitter trying not to get in hot water, as Facebook did, by saying, hey, look, they're from Russia. As you can see in the image above, these 2 variants are, quote, "government account," end quote, for officials which represent respective government organizations, and state-affiliated media for media entities, which are largely controlled by a government body. So what exactly qualifies for each category? Oh, a bulleted list. The government account label will be added to the accounts of key government officials, including foreign ministers, institutional entities, ambassadors, official spokespeople, and key diplomatic leaders. At launch, this label will only be allocated to senior officials and entities who are the official voice of the state abroad. The state-affiliated media label will be attached to accounts belonging to state-affiliated media entities, their editors-in-chief, and or their senior staff. Okay. Having a prominent state-affiliated media label on their profile and tweets could see more people thinking twice. I think We get it. Twitter also added labels for political candidates and elected officials back in 2018. So I like it. So if I made an account that says, I am not President Obama, and people confuse me for President Obama and I'm tweeting things, misinformation spreads, I get it. So these are one more step in the direction, hopefully, of better transparency and understanding the information that we're getting and whether or not it is legitimate. The internet, of course, is a dumpster fire of information many times. Facebook promotes the use of hashtags on posts, but will it improve post reach? Oh, good. The use of hashtags on posts. Have you ever seen a post with like 73 hashtags and wondered, why are there 73 hashtags on this? How does that work? Please tell me. Explain to me. If you run a Facebook business page, you may have noted this prompt on your Composer window over the past couple of days. Look at that. Look at that little prompt. Add a hashtag to connect your post to a larger conversation. Yes. Facebook appears to be looking to boost the usage of hashtags once again. Oh joy. With various users seeing new prompts to highlight hashtag use on the platform. But should you do it? Will adding hashtags to your Facebook post actually improve your organic reach, or will it just clutter your messaging and look desperate or out of place? That would be the word that I would choose to describe many posts. They look desperate. Do you understand me? 73 hashtags, one like. But should you do it? Facebook has seemingly had a love-hate. Ooh, a love-hate. Such a romantic relationship with the hashtag for some time. The platform first added hashtags back in 2013. It is 2020. Can you believe that? Does anyone else feel old, or is it just me? Just me? After they'd first gained momentum on Twitter, but while users could add hashtags to their Facebook posts, very few did, and even fewer searched using hashtags. Yep. Perhaps I'm stuck in 2013. Do you search using hashtags? Do you? According to a study conducted by BuzzSumo in 2016, wow, which analyzed more than 1 billion Facebook posts from over 30 million brand pages, posts without hashtags actually saw more reach on average than those with tags added. So it turns out they didn't work. That's long been the consensus, that hashtags on Facebook don't add anything. Facebook users don't search for content by hashtags, and the various privacy features and limitations restrict any such search activity either way. So, has anything changed in the last 4 years? While there haven't been any new studies of similar scale conducted, well, that's annoying. Facebook marketing expert Mary, M-A-R-I, how would you pronounce it, Marie Smith, recently shared insight from some users that Facebook has been pushing them to add hashtags to posts with the promise of increased reach. As you can see from the top image in the post, Facebook is now also recommending hashtags that you can use based on your entered text, while Smith notes that Facebook has also been promoting the use of hashtags in posts supporting small businesses during COVID-19. Facebook has also been looking to align with the TikTok-style usage of hashtags for certain trends, as shared by social media expert Matt Navarro. Ooh, push-up challenge. Look at that. While it's been trying out different color presentation options for tags to make them stand out. Okay, we get it. They're pushing hashtags. They want you to use hashtags, marketers. Snapchat adds new voter registration tools ahead of the 2020 U.S. election. Do you know what? Snapchat's going to save us. Snapchat is going to save our elections. How are they going to do it? I'll tell you how. Snapchat's rolling out a collection of new tools to encourage Snapchatters to vote in the upcoming U.S. presidential election, including registration prompts and new guides to assist first-time voters in having their say. They are going to be single-handedly bring a wave of 18 to 25-year-old voters. Unprecedented wave. As reported by Axios, the new push from Snap will include 4 elements. Voter registration through its new mini app. Snapchat's adding a new voter registration mini, which will enable users to register to vote directly on Snapchat. Shut the front door. I don't believe it. Voter guide. Snapchat's also adding a voter guide which will provide users with key voting information and notes, including resources from official partner organizations. Ooh, a voting guide. Who doesn't love a voting guide? Marketers, before you vote. Another mini app. This will provide users with more insight into their voting options ahead of the poll. Voter checklist. Snapchat's also adding a new interactive platform to help ensure users are registered and ready to vote. And given Snap's younger user base, the new push could be important and could actually end up playing a key role in deciding who wins the November poll. As I mentioned before, they will single-handedly sway this election. Snapchat, the behemoth. Back in May, a study published by Democracy Works showed that around 260,000 Snapchatters who registered to vote through Snap's Turbo Vote process in 2018 went on to actually participate in the U.S. midterms, which may well have influenced the outcome of the vote. Another study from Global Web Index found that 72% of 18 to 24-year-old Snapchat users and 88% of 25 to 34-year-old Snapchatters are planning to vote this November. You heard it here first. Given the last U.S. presidential election was decided by fewer than 200,000 votes in most seats, Snapchat's efforts on this front can absolutely influence the final outcome. Well, they're really bullish on Snapchat. I think we should just vote directly on Snapchat. Thoughts on that? I don't see how that could possibly go wrong. Does anyone want to vote just on Facebook? Click, vote. I don't want to stand in a line this year. Am I the only one? I don't really want to stand in a line. Mail-in voting then, perhaps? What are my options? Thank you for hitting the like button. You angel, whoever you are out there. YouTube publishes new data on rising trends during COVID-19. YouTube has published a new set of insights. Wow. Esther Sass writes, I need you. In chat. You need me. Okay. Well, at least we're clear. I have no idea what for. YouTube has published a new set of insights into rising topic trends during COVID-19 based on viewers' searches and behaviors across the world. And interestingly, as YouTube notes, similar trends were reflected in almost all regions. The global pandemic is not over, you think? But its shocking onset allowed us to see an astonishing uniformity in content trends around the world. That uniformity helped demonstrate the reality of our shared needs to experience a sense of connection. These articles, I swear. I mean, that's an overly philosophical way of putting it. Thank you. I agree with Andrew Hutchinson. But the stats underline that there is a universality to the current human experience, which is reflected in the data. Yeah, like we're all at home. Among the key trends of note, YouTube highlights the growth in home workout content and restaurant-style presentation in replacement of actually going out. Home workouts. You got to get swole somehow. Tower of Swolitude. Restaurant style. With many dining establishments off limits, videos instructing viewers in creating restaurant-style cuisine gained popularity. Well, yeah, those are obvious, right? Yeah, they are. They are obvious. Museum tours have also seen a big jump. What? In addition to losing our real-world connection with people, we also lost them with institutions. Daily views of museum tour videos. Museum tour videos. That makes sense. Face masks, obviously, that's going to jump. Coffee. Oh, sourdough. You got to love this sourdough trend. Do we have sourdough starter in our house? The answer is yes, marketers. We do have sourdough starter in our house. We jumped on that trend. Gardening. Oh, yeah. Everybody's like, we should garden. How to cut hair? Yeah. A non-professional cut my hair. Can you tell? Can you tell? That doesn't lessen their insight value, as there may well be elements in there you hadn't thought of, blah, blah, blah. Oh my gosh, this article. Thrilled with this article. Okay. White House gives TikTok until September 15th to sell. Is Microsoft going to purchase TikTok? Maybe. If I'm Microsoft, do I have an incentive to purchase TikTok? Yup, sure do. TikTok is desperately trying to not get banned everywhere. They're building a $500 million data center in Ireland. As I mentioned earlier, I own 2 $500 million data centers in Ireland. Dublin and somewhere else. It's the only city I can say confidently that I know exists in Ireland. So they're trying to not get shut down, as the Europeans are quite cranky with them for good reason. Facebook adds new sponsored post options for groups. If you can start a group, you can get paid. Side hustle, hashtag side hustle. But probably more realistically for you, you could find a group online and just advertise to that group. Say there's like 400 martial artists in Las Vegas in a martial artist group. You could advertise and say, hey, come to our dojo. Best dojo, greatest dojo. Facebook adds new sponsored post options for groups. There are limitless groups that you could advertise to. And it would be super duper hyper specific. Might be something to consider. Facebook group feeds, we talked about it. Branded content. So if you're an influencer like Esther Sass, you could sign up for branded content for your page and get paid by advertisers, or it sounds you could be the advertiser and basically do influencer marketing on Facebook. Buzzword, branded content. Facebook's testing a new way for group admins to charge for exclusive content. This is an older article, but $5 to $30 for people to access content that a page deems exclusive. Twitter adds new labels to accounts from state-affiliated media. Yeah, okay. Do we want to know where information is coming from? We sure do. Facebook is desperately trying to get us to use hashtags. Will we do it? Maybe. Maybe not. Esther writes, yes, please contact me ASAP. Okay. Sounds good. Snapchat adding new voter registration tools. Yeah, Snapchat's going to single-handedly solve all of our voting problems. No big deal. So go get them, Snapchat. And then new data on rising trends during COVID-19. Obviously, I think what they missed here was jammy jams. We're all wearing many more pajamas. Am I right? Ladies and gentlemen, 10:58. Apparently Esther Sass needs me. So I'm going to go give her a ring. This was Marketing as a Foreign Language. My name is Kellen Kaufman. We had a wonderful trip, but we're back. And we'll see y'all tomorrow. Farewell.